If you missed information on any of today's guests, make sure you head over to our website at WNYLiving.tv to find out more about all the segments on today's show. You'll also find archives of past shows and clients. It's all on the web at WNYLiving.tv. Now let's head back to the Western New York Living studio.
And welcome back to Western New York Living. The housing market in our area has been hot for the past 2 years, and sometimes it can lead to potential home buyers not doing enough homework on the house they may be purchasing. Now, having a professional home inspector check over your house is always a great idea. And joining us this morning from the Western New York Alliance of Home Inspectors is David Clark and James Pellini. Thank you both so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So, David, the Western New York Alliance of Home Inspectors, what's that?
So it's a group of home inspectors that formed this alliance to have a place for people to go to select an unbiased professional home inspector. We focus on education and training.
And James, how did this group get together? What made you all decide that you needed to have an alliance?
It just brings all the home inspectors together. That way we're all uniformed together, and the client, which is most likely the home buyer, has an alternative spot to go to find a licensed quality home inspector.
And what should people expect when they're getting their home inspected?
They should get a professional home inspector that takes between 3 and 4 hours to conduct the inspection, look at all the major systems of the house, and then attend with them so they can ask questions, and those questions would be answered. And then at the conclusion, receive a quality report that outlines all the findings of the home inspector and information where they can go to make necessary repairs or do further evaluation and things like that.
James, what's the typical cost of a professional home inspection today?
For the average Buffalo Niagara area home, it ranges between $350 and $450, and then there's additional services you can that would increase the price.
So I would imagine this might be something good for a person to do if they were thinking of putting their own home on the market, right?
Yeah, you could do a pre-listing home inspection. That basically it gives you a full evaluation of the home, same as a normal home inspection. Makes the seller aware of the conditions, and it can streamline your home purchase process, being that if there are any issues that are found, they can be taken care of prior to the home is listed, and it just really makes the transaction that much easier.
And David, does a home pass or fail when the inspector comes and they're looking for things like, do you get that? No, you better not buy this.
We really don't advise them to purchase the house or not to purchase the house. Our job is to go through the inspection and let them know what they're buying. So they make that decision. Everyone has different levels. Sometimes you'll inspect a house and you'll find just very small issues that need to be taken care of, and the people are like, that's too much, and other times there's major things, but they're willing to make those repairs because they really want that property.
See, now that I'm thinking about all of this in the Western New York Alliance of Home Inspectors, I would imagine it would be good for somebody to find an inspector, because I want that unbiased view, because other people might have other motives, bad or wanting to move the sale along, but I get an inspector that just is going to give me honest, here's what it is, right?
Right, the Alliance is exactly that. So we want to have a place where someone can find an unbiased professional home inspector that is looking out for the client's best interest.
Okay, and it's going to be another big season of home buying and selling this year, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you're excited. Well, this is a great idea. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
It's going to help a lot of people out. If you're in the process of looking for or buying a new house, make sure you have it checked out by, and let me underline this, a qualified home inspector like David or James. The best place to find an inspector is by heading over to the Western New York Alliance of Home Inspectors website at WNYAHI.org. There you'll find a list of all the qualified and unbiased home inspectors in the area. Now stay right there. Coming up next, we'll see why Brompton Heights in Williamsville can be the perfect place for your loved one to live, and learn about all the wonderful activities and options they are offering for residents. Western New York Living will continue.
Special consideration for today's show paid for by the following: